welcome back to the Black Exchange. It's 2025. It's been a minute, but we are back in the building. We got a great show for you today. Make sure you stay tuned, stay tapped in. It's the Black Exchange.
4, 3, 2, 1.
We're having a great conversation. We're talking about love, intimacy, passion, and we're going to have a great conversation for Valentine's Day. So without further ado, we'd like to welcome my esteemed guest, Goody Howard, sex educator extraordinaire, just a wealth of knowledge, helping couples and individuals all over the country, international. What brought you to being a sex educator? What's that about?
Well, I've always been the freaky friend. Okay. And so, and I'm a hustler, baby,
Oh yeah.
So I really just sort of, I had the kind of energy that people open up to sort of instantly. And my mother was a nurse, so she taught us about like the clinical, medical, mechanical sides of human sexuality. She didn't teach me about the social repercussions though. So then
right.
I basically been a sex educator my whole life. My mom taught me about menstruation early. My friends all got their periods before me. So when they think they're dying on the playground, here I come with the, with the supplies and the information.
I got you. I know about these things.
Right. I got you, friend.
Right.
And so it just sort of snowballed from there. I've always been, if people ask me questions and I didn't know, I'm the girl that's going to go find out. And I am Dewey Decimal System card catalog years old, So I've always been like a researcher and a why, and try to get to the root cause of stuff. And then in like 2005 or so I've been doing this for 20 years. So like 2005, I started doing toy parties. And I realized they were just trying to move product. They weren't trying to educate. They weren't trying to empower. And so I did some research about my own wholesalers. And I get the same questions all the time. I got tired of repeating myself. So I started creating workshops to answer the questions that I was always getting asked around oral sex, be it oral sex on the penis or oral sex on the vulva. I got lots of writing questions, you know what I'm saying? So I made a workshop for that. I got questions from dudes about stamina and, different positions they can try and, how to and made a workshop about that. So I just sort of created these learning opportunities for folks. And then I cross-sell the sex toys as school supplies in the workshop. And so it just sort of kind of blossomed from there, honestly.
Okay, nice. So let me ask you, you're saying that you were getting kind of questions. What are the typical kind of questions that you're hearing from guys and girls?
From the fellas, it's more along the lines of how can I last longer? Questions like that.
Okay.
I get the spark back, those kinds of things. From the ladies, it's more about, how can I get the spark back? Can I desensitize myself with sex toys? And questions and tips and tricks on riding and getting up there and staying up there. And those are my most popular workshops.
So, question, now, do you feel like that people are having insecurities in their own bedroom, so they're kind of coming to you as that mediator?
Sometimes it's something that's happening to them right now. Sometimes they're trying to be proactive and get in front of it so it's not an issue. Sometimes it is just a matter of maybe they've been having conversations with their friends and it sort of came up and they were curious and they're like, if they're my friend or they've seen me somewhere and they have access to me, then they just go, DM me or ask a question via the website or something. So a lot of times it's this challenge that people are having, but sometimes they're just trying to be proactive or they're curious. Okay.
Now, do you feel like people's sexuality ties kind of into their own physical health?
Absolutely. General health. Sexual health is public health. So a lot of times when you're having challenges in the bedroom, it's indicative of something bigger going on with your body. Especially if you have a penis and you're having erectile difficulties, or anything along that line where it comes to erection quality, stuff like that. it could be that you're dehydrated. It could be that you're not getting enough sleep. It could be that you need to get some exercise. You need to get some below the waist, your back, and all of that stuff. You might want to get some, get out, get walking. Don't skip leg day.
Right.
But also, it could be indicative of things like your kidneys. It could be something having going on with your kidneys or liver. It could be going like lots of different things. So if you have a vulva and you're not getting as wet as you used to, that could be something hormonal. That could be something going on with your kidneys or liver. That could be something going on with your hydration, like how much water are you drinking? I just found out that people are walking around with these big ass cups and they don't have water in them.
What do they got in their cups? What are they telling you in their cups?
And I'm like, no. These are water cups. You drinking all that much tea? Like,
Well,
so that's kind of how
I always try to tell people to carry that jug, and I know people hesitate to carry that water jug around with them, but that thing is a weapon for your health.
Even if you're at home, because most of us are at home more. Even if you get like the smaller little tumbler cups with the top, like the little Starbucks looking ones or the plastic ones, I go through like 6 or 7 of those at home a day, just because it's a smaller cup, and so it doesn't feel as daunting as maybe a 40-ounce situation. But you need to be hydrated. Arousal is blood flow. And if you're not properly hydrated, your blood is not flowing through your body the way it needs to. And so you're not getting as much you're not getting as much bang for your buck, as it were.
Absolutely.
Hydration helps with erection quality. It helps with, because sometimes it's a pickle, sometimes it's a pipe. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely helps you get more pipe days,
Right.
The texture of ejaculate should be the texture of spit, not snot, right? It's not supposed to be thick. So if you have a penis and you want somebody to put your penis in their mouth, you might want to drink more water to help you, get your dick sucked, because don't nobody want thick, you know what I'm saying? It's
so what you're putting in your body makes a difference on consistency, the texture, the taste. So,
and that's
hydration is definitely something that's going to benefit not just, your type of erection, but you're saying from the women's point of view, it's going to be more pleasant.
Well, whoever is putting the penis in their mouth. And then if you have a vulva, you can't squirt at Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a squirter, you need to drink water. You know what I'm saying? And I'm from the school of thought that every woman that was assigned female at birth can be a squirter. But you have
I get that question a lot. And I feel like a lot of people aren't aware that that's even something they're capable of.
Yeah, they think only certain women can do it, or certain, and so that's not the case. But we all have the physical capability to be squirters, just like we all have the physical capability to have 6-packs. But we don't all have that shit. You know what I'm saying? It takes intention and
practice.
Focus. It's not a game. It's my practice, not a game. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to become a squirter, you have to prepare your body for success, and that means being properly hydrated. If you like having a 6-pack, I don't have one, but I'm just saying, in theory, it takes focus, it takes intention, it takes thought, it takes
But if you wanted one, there would be certain things you have to do in order to get to that.
And water would be a part of that, sure.
Absolutely. So I was reading through your bio, and you have something called rheidology. What is rheidology?
Rheidology is my penis riding class. It's my dick riding class. And basically, we teach people how to ride dick with their vagina, their anus, or caressing 2 vulvas together. And I teach people how to ride organic and vegan dick. So if you fucking with strap-ons, I don't know if I can cuss. Can I cuss? Is that a thing? Because I cuss a little bit.
Well, I mean, I think you can cuss.
Just a little bit. It's not like egregious, but
right.
So yeah, but if you, so dildos and organic penises, right? And so it's a riders only workshop. Only people that are trying to ride can come. It's not open to people that's trying to be ridden. Now, let's say you have a group of people that that's all coupled up, and you want to do a couples class, and you bring me in to do a couples class. I'll do that, but I will never do a couples class where I got the venue and I'm selling the tickets, and there's a bunch of couples in the room that don't know each other, because there's no respect there. And so if couple A is excelling at this shit, and then couple B, their rider is struggling, now that dude might be looking at them, and and now it's gonna be, why you looking at them? I don't have time for that. So, and I crack
right.
And it's a learning environment. So it's a
so
learning.
Is that something that you've had happen before, where
yes, rules
okay.
exist for a reason.
Yeah.
That's why I do one-on-one consults, but now I only do them online. And part of the contract is everyone on camera must be fully clothed. Cameras on, fully clothed. And the thing is, I have the luxury of having a lot of male clientele. Men seem to gravitate toward me, and they pick up what I'm putting down. I guess it's the way I communicate. And I don't have challenges with my clients. Like, men come to my classes. Men I have a oral sex on a vulva class called lip service. Men won't come to like the class if I do it in person, but they'll come if I do it online because you can't see each other. And they'll buy the replay. Somebody buys the replay to my pussy eating class almost every day. I don't even advertise that it exists. So they'll come to that. But when it comes to like one-on-ones and consults and stuff, I think men confuse being a sex educator with being a sex worker.
Okay, so you get a lot of propositions then. Yeah,
and they got me
right.
And Mr. Howard does not play about me.
Okay, right. We're here for education purposes only. Got that.
Yeah.
All right. So with guys and ladies come in and asking different questions, what do you feel like is the biggest misconception when it comes to being open to our own sexuality?
I think the biggest misconception that a lot of people have is that self-pleasure is for single people. Because
right.
If you don't understand your own pleasure, how are you going to communicate that to your partners?
Right. So even though you're in a relationship, I do hear that a lot, that, oh no, I got a partner, why would I pleasure myself? Right. Where I don't necessarily feel like that. I feel like at least at some point you should be in combination, whether we watching each other or whether we just, you out of town for a day.
If you traveling, you know what I'm saying? Anything like that. People act like it's a no, like it is a hard no on self-pleasure if you're in a relationship, and that's not the case. It can be.
But I also feel like there's certain people who get jealous of that, though. Maybe where men don't want their women using no toy. Do you get that?
I do, but men, fellas, listen, you're wrong. Okay. There's like, people get mad about the rose, right? So the rose is not only a couple's toy. Okay. It can be used on a penis by itself. So like,
how's that?
So I don't have any of my dildos or anything like that. So if this is the penis, right? And then this is the front. If it's like this is the top, this is the bottom. So if you're on the bottom, you take the rose and you put it right there underneath the head. It's an outstanding sensation that cannot be replicated by a mouth. Okay.
Interesting.
And the person that is sucking your dick can hold it right there, and they could just be working the top and the shaft and everything, and you could get like the best of both worlds. Okay. Then if you think about it as a couple's accessory, if you got her legs over your shoulder, you know what I'm saying, and you stroking, you can put that rose on her clit. Have you ever been, soaked up? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a combo.
Splash, waterfalls.
Exactly. Yeah. And so also, it's like you got to make sure that you have, you're communicating. But any clit sucking toy, I have a rose here. Any clit sucking toy is a nipple sucking toy too, and nipple orgasms are a thing as well. So you could be riding your partner and put this on one of their nipples while you riding. It's a whole nother ballgame. Men will not ask for nipple play, but they're not gonna stop you.
I agree with that.
Because nipples are feminized in our culture, and so asking for nipple play, you know what I'm saying? That may be too far, but they're not gonna stop you. So if you have sex with men and you
appreciate it, but I don't feel like. No, typically that's not something I ask for.
I mean, like, if you're talking dirty and you telling them, you giving them directions and stuff, you're still not gonna give them that direction. You see what I'm saying? Because it's not something that dawns on you as the masculine thing to do, unfortunately. But if you're listening to this podcast and you have sex with men, put a toy on their nipple, put your mouth on their nipple. They're not going to ask you, but they're not going to stop you.
Yeah. Okay. Good advice. Good advice.
So, layers to the pleasure, I promise. I promise. It's going to add layers to the pleasure.
All right. So I got a question for you. So what advice would you give couples regarding open discussion about likes and dislikes in the bedroom?
Okay. So I think that a lot of times people are maybe intimidated by these conversations because you're opening yourself up to criticism.
Right.
Most people just lean with the negative, not what I like, but what I dislike, right? So I would say if you're going to initiate the conversation, you can ask your partner things like, what is something in bed that I do that you love? And then answer that. And then say, okay, well, what's something that that I do that maybe you don't love, or something that I don't do that you want me to do?
Okay, so kind of start off with the positive questioning and have them kind of give you the answers. Right, yes. Right.
And then it's your turn, because it may, a lot of times when I get a question from women is, how do I tell them I don't like what that is? I don't like what he's doing. I'm not having sex that I enjoy. And I tell them, look, start off with asking them what you ask them about you. And then once they get all that off their chest, then it's your turn. But start with what you enjoy, and then move into maybe not even what I don't like, but what I'm not getting that I would love more of. And not even just ignore the don't like, just.
So don't even say what you don't necessarily like, but just focus on the things that you do like, and kind of say, well, I would prefer this over here. Correct. I prefer these things when you do them.
Don't do it. Don't have a conversation naked. Don't have a conversation during sex.
Right.
There are ways to redirect during sex. You don't be like, I don't like that. Stop that. You know what I'm saying? Like I get ladies saying they don't like when they're, if they're performing oral sex and their partner puts their hands all in their hair and stuff. And I'm like, okay, you don't just like stop and be like, quick, get your hands out of my hair. Like just take the hands and move them down to the face. Because then,
right, or just a gesture, or
no, because you're in a very intimate position.
Okay, so is like a no
position, right? So it's like a no, and it depending on who the person is, depending on that insecurity, depending on that, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, like a no might make him just complete, or that person, whoever it is, just back off. Right, yes. Right.
And so you don't want to have those associations with your playtime, right? So just you can kind of like maybe stop and do something else, or move their hands to a different part of your body, and just sort of redirect instead of going, quit that shit, I don't like it. Also,
okay, so it's not a stop, it's a redirection.
Correct, course correction.
Right.
And if they're doing something you don't like, maybe shift your hips. Maybe they're giving you head with teeth or what have you, or something like that. Move, change the situation, flip them over and put a titty in your mouth. I don't know, but you're going to redirect the situation. But also think about when you're on, y'all are together and there's not a no, stop that. It's a soft redirect. It's a changing of pace, maybe slowing down, speeding up, something of that nature. If you're curious about, I also get questions about like introducing new fantasies or things they want to try with their partners.
Okay. So kind of like role play and dressing up.
Maybe I want my partner to change positions. How do I introduce new positions without them thinking I'm cheating on them or watching porn all the time?
Do you hear that? Like, because maybe that significant other was like, hey, I want to try this. That their partner was like, well, where you get that from?
Yes. And people, like when people take my classes and they go home and show what they learned, sometimes they have to
be in trouble.
Listen, sometimes they go to Miss Goody class, and then their partners can't wait till they come back to find out what they learned. Right?
Okay.
But then sometimes they don't. It's like a surprise. I'm like, wait a minute, this is new. Where did this come from?
So that being said, like for Valentine's Day, do you feel like if that partner wants to come get them a goodie class, should they be telling their significant other, or should that be a surprise? What do you feel about that?
If you want them to pay for it, tell them about it.
All right, there's some gems right there. If you want them,
also
tell them about it.
Askgoody.com. That's my website, ASKGOODY.com. I have gift cards. You can buy a gift card. Pleasure is a gift. Okay.
Pleasure is a gift.
Cards. You can buy, I have replays for the workshops. So I teach them live online 4 times a year. I teach them in person. Like I travel around and teach the workshops. But if you fall in between, I'm teaching it online or I'm not coming to your city, you can always purchase my most popular workshops, the replay, online on askgoody.com, and you get access to it for 30 days. So you can rewind, pause, play, whatever. Oh, you have 30 days to watch it as many times as you want to. So it's accessible for folks. When I tell people that want to introduce like new things, maybe a new fetish or a new kink or something like that, I tell them to find a piece of media like a movie or a reel or something that includes what they want to try and watch it and then ask their partner.
Kind of point it out, be like, baby, what you think about that right there?
Yes,
okay,
very much that. And then if it's something very specific, they can send me a DM and I'll make a content about it. I'll make a reel or something about it. And they'll be like, oh, Miss Goody, look what Miss Goody just said. And they can blame me. I'm okay with that.
Right,
like,
right.
Said, and then what you think about that?
So you can kind of test the temperature.
Yes,
kind of live. You're not saying you like that, but you kind of getting their opinion at the same time. Yes. So if they react in a negative way, you be like, well, maybe I'm not gonna say that just yet.
Correct. Then you have some work to do, right? But then you get to do it without outing yourself. If you're concerned about being judged, or you're concerned that maybe they're not gonna be with it, and you don't want to, change the energy in the relationship, you can use media or movies, TV, stuff like that, reels, etc., social media to kind of gauge how they feel about stuff.
Okay, I like that. So pull out a movie. Now, that being said, if we're talking about in the bedroom, I don't know too many movies that might just have some freaky deaky stuff. Well, so I feel like if you look, okay.
Just Google it. Movie that shows blah blah blah, and it'll give you options, and they may be old ass movies because you got away with a lot more.
Right.
It's not going to necessarily be a porn. It's gonna, like, you can find music videos, you can find movies, and you can just kind of be clear with your Google search terms, and you can find what you're looking for. And if you can't, again, you can always like DM me, email me, and like, hey, Miss Goody, I'm trying to have this conversation. Can you make a video about this? And I may already have one, and I just send you the link to the one I have. But if I don't, then that's content for me, and I'll make the video. And then I said, like, hey, I made that video. Go check my feed.
So I believe you said you're currently on tour. Where are you going to be
next
here in the future? Where are you coming next?
I'm going to be in Atlanta on March 7th for Rideology. And then I'm going to be in Houston. I'm trying to think of the date. I want to say it's March 28th.
Okay.
I'll be in Houston. And then I'll be doing Dallas in April. I don't have a date yet. That's my, and then I'll be branching out, because I don't start traveling until it warms up. Because I don't do snow.
You like, I'm tropical. So
yeah,
I don't do cold.
That's what they got.
So anything below 50 degrees, I'm like, I'm making decisions on whether or not I'm gonna go somewhere.
I have a 9-year-old, and so my amazing husband, I can travel in the summertime because he'll make sure she's straight, and so it's easier for me to move around in the summer than it is like during the school year. So the cities will be coming, but I know I'm doing Miami, I know I'm doing Philly, I know I'm doing DC. Like, I know I'm doing the certain cities that are always receptive, LA. I know I'm doing those, but the dates aren't up yet because I'm not even gonna submit those until March.
Okay. But Houston is definitely on the spot, y'all.
Oh yeah, I already have the venue and everything. The Eventbrite is up. And you can
y'all. So
yeah.
So look down in the comments. We're gonna provide you that information down here below, so you can write that down. Make sure you hit up the Eventbrite and get you a ticket. Make sure that you properly equipped for your partner and for yourself.
And if you go to askgoody.com and use code exchange, you'll get 20% off any purchases. That does not count live in-person things though, but it does count t-shirts, goodie gear, sex toys, gift cards, and replays. And then if you go to the Houston or any of them on the live joints and use code exchange, you'll get a discount code off of that too.
Okay. So, question for Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
For I'm trying to spice up the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of things can I get my girl?
Mm-hmm.
To kind of add a little extra.
If they don't already have a rose, get them one.
Okay.
Just because, again, it's a couple's accessory. I just told you how to use it with yourself and together and by themselves, and so it's going to be something that adds pleasure to both of you. But other than that, I would say go back to what you used to do. A lot of times people think they have to get the spark back, they got to do new shit. No, the spark is unsparked because you stopped doing the old shit.
Right. The thing that originally got you in the bedroom in the first place.
Yeah.
Right.
So I would say go back to where it started, the things that you used to do, whether that was whining and dining, whether that was comedy shows, whether that was, taking them outside, making them a meal, whatever that was.
That got those juices flowing in the first place.
Do that, because I'm telling you, if the spark is fizzling, it's because we're not doing what we used to do, not because we need to do new shit. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. So let's say it again for the people, so they say that one more time.
So if the spark is fizzling, it's not out because you need to do new shit. It's out because you're not doing what you used to do. And I don't mean like last year. I'm talking about the beginning of the relationship, unless the beginning of the relationship was last year. And if it's already fizzling after a year, that's a whole nother show. But I mean, like, get back connected to your person and what y'all like to do together, not necessarily sexually, because intimacy is what happens when you're not having sex. Okay? Intimacy is the culture of the relationship. It's how you deal with each other.
Build up.
How you deal with each other, how you speak to each other. When you're upset, when you're happy, when you're mad, whatever the case may be, there should the intimacy is the culture of the relationship.
That connection, right?
Yes. So think about that. And if you're gonna buy something or do something, make sure it's something that your partner is gonna enjoy. Try to incorporate their interests and their likes. Because a lot of times when we try to buy gifts for our partners, we buy what we want them to have. We buy what we want them to.
Victoria's Secret, right.
Yeah. And that's fine if you put that shit inside some shit she gonna want.
Right. Okay. So tie in. If you get the lingerie, but tie in something that she wants. Okay.
The blinged out 40-ounce cup. Put the lingerie on the inside.
Right. With some dollars or some stuff, and some gift cards.
A mani-pedi goes a long way.
Mani-pedi. Okay.
Mani-pedi goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? Like, just little things. If y'all have kids, get a hotel room, get the dinner reservation, get out of the house. Because I guarantee you,
change the scenery.
Change the scenery. And you can change the scenery. You take a vacation day, send them kids to school, and go to dayuse.com and get you a daytime hotel. And you could be in the daytime at the hotel.
Yes, I always say that it's not enough people out there having daytime sex.
And sometimes that's, honestly, I'm doing this podcast right now. My husband just walked in because he works close. He came home for lunch, but I'm doing the podcast. So he had to actually make himself some food. Yeah. So I'm saying, people have sex in the daytime are happier.
I know I'm happier. I can't speak for everybody.
It's under, and that may be one of the things that you may need to do to put the spark back. That may be something that you used to do that you don't do anymore. Or like I said, a change of scenery. Ooh, you know what I would love Valentine's Day? And I'm gonna say it since my husband's sitting here.
What's that?
A housekeeper.
Well, that a clean house, so turn it on, get the faucet running.
Baby, a clean house that I didn't have to clean. Not just a clean house. A clean house that I didn't have to clean. You just
that you didn't have to clean.
Get the housekeeper to come while she at work.
So what if your man was to clean the house, put the apron on? Would you find that just as attractive?
Yes, I love my husband is in charge of the dishes and the laundry.
Okay.
Yes, we delegate over here, and I love it. I love it. He don't know what's in the refrigerator. He get hungry and food appears, and in exchange, I don't wash dishes.
I got it. It's a partnership. We got to work together.
And when you have a partnership, you don't feel like you have to do everything by yourself. Then you have time and space to think about, intimacy and connecting physically with your partner. Because if you're doing everything,
that ain't even part of your thought process.
Yeah, that's on the bottom of the list. I'm tired. What you mean?
So that being said, is there a thing of just being too tired? Is there a point where you're just
come on, yes.
I'm just tired.
And men have it too. I don't want people to think that women are the only ones that are like, oh, I'm so tired. Oh my God. Men get tired too, but y'all are socialized to just always be ready and that you can't say no.
That part. We supposed to stay ready.
Yeah, you're supposed to stay ready. Listen, you had a long day too. You work too.
Right. And but I'm completely okay not doing any work.
but like physical, right? It's not just physical tiredness. Sometimes it's mental tiredness. Sometimes it's emotional tiredness. Sometimes it's just you know it can be it can be various things. But I don't want people to think that you can never say no or you can never say right now. I think men need to understand that they have that option and that right as well, because that can be
and not feel bad about it.
Yeah, because the performance anxiety that men have to deal with when it comes to sex, y'all gotta perform. It's gotta be hard. It's gotta be hard enough. You gotta last long. You don't want to get roasted in the group chat, right? There's performance anxiety that comes with that can make you too tired.
Right.
Because you don't know what your performance is gonna be like because you had a long ass day. So sometimes it's just like, no, I'm cool. Because you don't even know, you're not even sure if your body gonna be on the same page. It's okay to be like, I just want to hold you, or let's go, maturity, age doesn't dictate maturity, experience does. And if you're with the person that you're supposed to be with, they're going to be able to accept that you're not going to be Johnny on the spot every time, and you may not want to engage sexually every time. Your partners will understand that. Ladies, your partners should understand that. Fellas, your partners should understand that.
Right, that works both ways.
Yeah, it's a two-way street, and people think it's just women. It's like but also a lot of times in the household, the woman does a whole lot more stuff. You know what I'm saying? The husband list is this long, and the wife list is this long. So yeah, she tired because your list don't look shit like her list.
Right, you gotta create some opportunity in there for that thought process.
The partnership comes in, because if there's a balance of labor in the household, then there's also a more likely to be a balance of libido in the household.
Okay, makes perfect sense. To me it does.
I be making sense.
So when it comes to Valentine's Day, since Valentine's Day coming up, what are some things that the ladies can do for the men?
First, I would say ask him. Ask him if there's something. But if he's a sneakerhead, don't. Here's the thing, because my husband's a sneakerhead. I'm not going to ever in my life try to go buy him some sneakers. I'm not gonna get the right shit. I know I'm not. But a gift card to Nike, you know what I'm saying? They don't. People like, oh, cologne. You can go do like a cologne making class, or go on Groupon and find something cool to do. Go to a cake decorating class or a rage room, or something out of the box.
Create a moment.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a sexy smarmy. I mean, you can buy that. You can do that too. But sex is not a gift.
Thank you. Fellas too though.
Yeah. Nobody. Sex is not a gift. But creating memories, creating, traditions together, going out and learning something new, taking a dance class together, something that's gonna build the intimacy in the relationship. And that's gonna be for the fellas and the ladies. What I like to do is Amazon is your friend. I know it's tumultuous times and we boycotting Amazon, and if I can cut it out of my life, I will. But we have Amazon wish lists. So anytime I feel like being sweet to him, I'll go to his Amazon wish list and grab something off of that. And we also have Pinterest boards of like things to do, like things that, if I saw a reel I really liked, I'll put it on the Pinterest board. If he sees something he thinks really cool, he'll put it on the Pinterest board. And so we can always kind of know where to start with what our partner may want. And another thing we do is we alternate date night. And we do like a get a babysitter type date night. We do one like we just kick it and we binge watch a show, but like get a sitter date night, because all of our adult children are not at home anymore. Because I miss when they were, it was cheaper. But we alternate the month. Okay. And sometimes we end up like getting mixed up. So like in January we had like 3-4 dates, because he did some and I did some. And so, but now we're like every other month. Since February is my birthday month, I'm not planning to date this month.
As you shouldn't. And
women love to do things that they didn't have to plan. that they didn't have to do the legwork for.
I think that's the key. I think there's a lot of women that feel like they have to plan the date. They have to say where they want to go. They have to say, "Hey, pick me up here and do this and that." But really, y'all just want to be hands off.
Listen, we want to
just be a passenger.
Yes,
hands free.
Make my way downtown. That's all we want. And for fellas, I think what fellas want is to be seen and heard and valued. To be able to feel like somebody's paying attention to you. So like I said, ladies, if you get them, if you know they like cigars and you get them some cigars, which again, it's always iffy when you buy stuff in their hobby lane. You may want to try either a gift card or maybe a new brand that you saw somewhere, or maybe a new black-owned brand that they can try that you can put them onto. But think about what their hobbies are, what their interests are. If they've never had a mani-pedi works for a fella too.
I always say that. So fellas, we got to start incorporating more self-care and taking care of ourselves the same way.
It's mental health too, though. You were talking about health, right? We're talking about six packs. If you take care of your feet, taking care of your feet have an entirely different immune system and lymphatic system than your body. If you see those, the ancient, like at the map on the foot, and you touch this part of the foot and it works with the kidney, and this part of the foot and it works with the, the liver. Even on the hands, a mani-pedi comes with a massage. It's going to help release the toxins in your body. If you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, you have to take special care of your feet. A lot of times, infection can set in on your feet and it can spread to your bloodstream. So you want to take care of your feet, even if you're not pre-diabetic. You want to take care of your feet. So a mani-pedi, especially for a man that's never had one, a mani-pedi may be something that you may have to lead the horse to water, but it's once you ring that bell, honey, they're gonna be trying to go every other month or so because it's about taking care of yourself, but it's also that health piece. Making sure that your kidneys are functioning and flourishing the way they should, and that getting that detox. Once you get the mani-pedi, you just drink water the rest of the day to help, rid your body of the toxins.
Help it flush.
Just like when you get a massage, you get a full body massage, you're supposed to drink water the rest of the day to help flush out all the toxins that were released from your muscles. So it's bigger than being a metrosexual and pampering yourself. It is a health measure.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. You've been a wealth of knowledge. Definitely dropped some gems today. So, folks, I hope you've been paying attention, taking notes. Miss Goody, she's going to be here in Houston, March 6th? March 28th.
In Atlanta.
So, definitely tell them one more time where they can find you and they can come schedule a class or a workshop with you.
Okay, so my name is Goody, and everyone asks Goody. So I am AskGoody. Ask Goody. Everywhere likes can be clicked on Instagram, Twitter. Well, I don't use Twitter anymore, but Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Venmo, everywhere. So my platform of preference is Instagram. I'm Ask Goody on Instagram. The website is askgoody.com. And if you use code EXCHANGE, EXCHANGE, you'll get 20% off any of your purchases. And you can use Exchange on any of my live events and get a discount as well.
All right, you heard it, folks. So definitely tap in, get you a replay, and maybe get you a rose too. But definitely, thank you once. Absolutely, Goody Howard, ladies and gentlemen, and again, leave a comment, hit the subscribe button, and tune in next week. We'll have more great conversations, good information for you, and tune in next time to the Black Exchange.